104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wife! I am a wife!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Wednesday, June 26th of 2024. It's the Roula and Ryan Show. It's Roula Ryan. Special K, Sam. Eric's out. He'll be back next week while everybody else scatters the nest.
I know.
Yep.
He'll be hanging out with me. I'm like, okay.
We're all going to be on vacation.
And then he'll be gone again.
Yeah, I think he's leaving me
July's going to
then.
be real scattered. It is 6:01 a.m. last night. The Astros won 5-2.
Is that six in
Should
a
have
row?
been 5-0.
Well, they got it all in that first inning, right? Like, I
top of
could have
the
just
first
left.
inning. I know.
I was following y'all on social
my
media.
God.
I saw Roula and Special K. And
Yeah.
his partner, Booster, at the game.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Roula, her son MJ, my husband Booster, and then a bunch of my friends went out for Pride Night.
It was fun.
And it was packed. I waited probably about 40 minutes for that dollar hot dog.
The Duala hot
The
dog.
hot dog. Now, what makes it Pride? Like, what did they do? Do they do any kind of special?
Oh, you walked in, you got a bucket hat that had rainbow logo of the Astros.
Uh-huh.
Everything, the big screen, the music.
I didn't even, of course, I never go to the game, so I didn't know the music was all turned up.
Okay, listen. I've been a
was some
season
of the
ticket
music?
holder for 4 years.
It was more
I don't
festive
remember
for
being
sure.
so dancey ever before the game. It was so fun. It was
That's
so
awesome.
fun. I was like, is the music? I even did a story about it on Radio Roula on Instagram. I go, is the music more fun tonight? Oh, yes, of course, because it's Pride.
Yes.
Of course, the music's going to be
I
amazing.
tried to go to the Michelob Ultra Club for the first time ever, and I got up there, and I turned right back around and went back down.
Why is that?
Because the line was like down the rows, around the corner.
So it was a packed
so
house.
packed. Yes, the pre-party for the LGBTQ was supposed to be up there, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go down to Hornitos and get myself Hornitos because you can see it from up there. You can see no line down there. All y'all dumbasses up here waiting in line. I'm gonna go down there. It's gonna take me a minute and 30 seconds versus 40.
You know what I saw last night in the concourse a lot, Kev? And I wondered, did
Hot
I
dogs.
miss this? Or did they actually spend the money to buy this jersey?
They did.
The Pride jersey?
It was an add-on to your
It was
ticket.
an add-on, yeah.
Okay, because everybody, Ryan, had Astros. It was an Astros jersey, but the back said Pride in rainbow and the number 24 in rainbow, and it was Astros. I'm thinking, gosh, a lot of people spent all that money to get that jersey.
Yes.
How
Yes.
much was the add-on?
I
'Cause
have
usually
no
a jersey's
idea.
like $75.
No, because the line went all the way down one side of the stadium. It was the longest line I've ever seen in that stadium ever. And Booster and I were like, what are all these people in line for? Finally, we got to where it was going into, and it said, it's your jersey add-on for Pride.
Got it.
And I guess they must do this every year because this is probably one of my first Pride nights that I've gone out there. But it was a cute jersey. Yeah, they had the 20.
Oh, the
some people
add-on
were
was
on the
24.
It was $30.
Oh,
That's not
only
bad.
$30. That's
not
great.
bad
I don't think that's bad at all.
Oh my God, that's a
For a
great
jersey?
price.
And real quick, if you want to do the add-ons like the hot dogs, there's a lot of times you can get like a cheap hot dog, popcorn and drink combo.
Oh,
you
yeah?
can just go to like Astros, like Google it, Astros.com and the promotions, and then you can add it to your tickets. And so
I didn't
that's
know
how
that.
you do, that tells you like what the promotions are. So yesterday I was kind of teasing. I knew that it was going to be the bucket hat. I knew that there was the jersey add-on. It's all in that little. Their
Sweet.
website is super, so then you'll know too if it's deals
Okay.
and what you're getting. Like, you know how like sometimes they'll have the bobbleheads before the game. You can find it all in there. And then
Got
you
it.
can
I
link it
didn't-
to your ticket.
Okay.
Realized that you had to download a dang app.
Yeah,
to
the
get your
MLB app.
Tickets. Not only
Ballpark.
MLB, it's the MLB
The ballpark.
Ballpark.
It's the
See,
ballpark.
I set up a whole account with MLB, and then it was
Kevin,
like,
he's like,
oh
I'm
no,
never gonna use this.
oh no, but it is the wrong app.
Oh, really?
It's not the MLB app. It must be the MLB Ballpark.
It's
app.
Ballpark app.
It's app number
That's
2.
where your
Sorry.
tickets will
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I
It's
may
funny.
have told you to download the ballpark.
You
My
forget
bad.
how many apps. A lot of
MLB
times,
one.
have you guys ever done this where you get to a venue and you're like, oh, I got to download the app, and you realize, oh, I already have it. I did it like 3 years ago.
Right, but then you don't know your password. Then you have to
I
get some
know.
login link
Yes.
to get
I
into
know.
it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
annoying.
Like my phone was getting a little gunked up, and I was like, how many apps do I
Right.
have? And I'm like, oh my God, I need to delete all
To
this
get
crap.
into Toyota Center, you need 3. You need like AXS,
yeah.
Toyota Center Rockets, or
Rockets app.
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster.
You're right. You're
Yes.
right. Well, last night was fun because the Astros scored 5 runs in the bottom of the first. It was so awesome that you could have left after that. Then they allowed the Rockies to score 2 between the 8th and the 9th. They go, do not blow this.
Right.
And yesterday, for those that were listening yesterday, my son MJ came to work with mommy, and I knew we were going to the Astros game, and I thought it's going to be a long day for him. He was passed out cold in the car when we got to the Astros game.
God.
I could not wake him up. I was like, buddy. I was like, kissing on his cheek and squeezing his cheek and shaking him. No, he was passed out. We went out there for batting practice where maybe he could get an Astros baseball. Nope, missed that. And then after the first inning was so fun and the second inning and the third, I said, okay, let's go potty break. And I think it was the 5th when I came to find you. Maybe it was the 4th.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then we hung out for a little bit. I got him something in the store, and he on his own tells me, Mommy, it's okay if it's okay if we want to leave now. I go, yes,
yeah. He was that tired.
And I was just so happy that we scored 5 runs in the bottom of the first. That's what all the action was. It was so great.
What a good game to bail out early.
I know. It was a good game to bail out early because we were in the shop. Oh, okay. In our very first radio school ever here on the Roula and Ryan Show. We used to do radio school in the summertime for kids going into 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. And this is where you could apply to be here for a week and basically have like Special K producer Eric school. And then after the show, you would pitch us ideas and we do your ideas on the Roula and Ryan Show. It was really fun. We got lots of different kids. From our very first inaugural graduating class, there was a boy named Micah. His dad was really into the Texans. And I remember this because his dad was like, this is the year for the Texans. This is the year. And it was those years of the Texans where really we did have a shot. Like we went 4-0 and all this stuff. Anyway, Micah's uncle is security guard in the gift shop. He said hi to me. Hi, Juan. And he told me about Micah. I was like, oh my God, how old is Micah now? Y'all, he's 25.
No
He is a
way.
man. He is a man. We met him when he was like 12. He is a man. And he has like a real job. He's like a manager of a shop and all these things. And I was like, oh my God, tell him to tag me on Instagram or send me a DM or something. I want to see him and say hi because it's like our inaugural class of our little kids who are full grown adults now.
That's right. I was also blown away that it was $38 for 2 beers.
Oh, yeah.
I told you it's real expensive.
$38. Okay,
So
how many 6-packs can you get for
beer?
Oh, I'm going to tell you because I could play Prices Right on beer. I could play Prices Right on beer.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, 2 nights ago, I went to the store and I thought, you know what? Let me buy some beer for the house. We don't really have any. Remember, I was on my beer kick?
Yeah.
Okay, so I spent no less than 10 minutes like a psycho with my calculator out in the beer section because I'm like, oh my God, beer's so expensive.
Oh, beer per bottle? You're like $10
I just
divided
was
by
like,
6.
what's worth it? Like, we don't drink a lot of beer, so is it worth it to be like a 12-pack? Should I do it in a 6-pack? Should I do an 18-pack and just have it in the garage fridge? And so that's how I know how much this costs. So a 6-pack of Michelob Ultra was almost like $12.
Really? A 6-pack of Ultra?
in the long neck glass
That's
bottles.
actually a good price at Target. It's $14.99.
Okay, well, this was at Randall's over here. And then the Yingling 6-pack was about $11. And I was
Oh,
like,
that's
okay.
a 6-pack, not a 12-pack?
No, a 6-pack of long neck glass bottles.
Okay.
So then I'm just like, oh, God, okay, so that means the 12 packs and the 18 packs, that's like almost $21. Do I really want this? And then I went to the very end where the fat cans, like the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
The Fat Boys were on sale for $2.99, the Michelob Ultra and the Yingling. And I go, the Fat Boy is 25 ounces. That's 2 beers and 1 ounce. I'm going to purchase these. So I know that the Fat Boy was $2.99 on sale, $3.49 regular. But at the Astros game, the Fat Boy is like $15.
$24 probably for a Fat Boy.
I know, it was
See,
so
I'm looking for
crazy.
the best price, just Googling the best prices for beer in town. It looks like it's Walmart. Like you can get a 12-pack of cans, Mick Ultra, $14.99. Then you can get the
Well, that's not good. Oh, wait, a 12-pack.
12-pack, not a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And then a 12-pack of Corona, the big bottles, $15.99.
I can't drink Yingling out of a can.
This was a glass bottle.
Gotta be out of glass.
Oh, but yes,
Yeah,
I do have a
I-
Yingling Fat Boy in my fridge right now.
I grew up, from like
With
3
that
years old.
fresh pour.
Yeah, drinking it out of bottles on the East Coast because that's where they make it. And it barely even made it down here until this year.
Right.
And so I see it in a can. I'm like, I can't have that in a can. Maybe if I pour it in a glass, but no, it just
I poured
tastes
it
right out of a bottle.
do y'all keep frozen glasses in your freezer?
Oh,
at home?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So
I keep
just-
them in our kegerator.
I demand it when I get to Sam's
You have a
house.
frosty mug.
Kegerator.
The
What-
kegerator.
What's the difference? Is it like a freezer for the outside?
No, it's a fridge. So we have like
But why is it called a kegerator versus just a fridge?
Not a refrigerator, a kegerator for a keg.
it's for a keg.
Oh, you actually put a full keg in
There's
there?
a
Yeah, she
keg
got a
with
whole
a tap.
keg up in here.
Do you use that a lot?
Yes.
We've
I
kicked
would
it
only have
so
that
much.
for a birthday or party or something.
No.
I have 50 people over.
Oh, no.
Roula, the amount of beer Mark and I drink, it's We're keeping the beer
Keep a
industry
keg of
alive.
beer in your house
Yes,
at all
they have
times?
a whole
Yes.
keg with a cute little tap with their last name on it.
How
gosh.
many beers can one keg get you?
Well, we
like
have
120?
They
we
do a
don't
pony
have
keg.
Yeah, we do a pony keg, which is like a fourth of a keg. So it's not the big boy.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
just a fourth. But you can go to Specs and go to Total Wine, and then you get it. But the thing is, I didn't realize this. They don't rotate these beers. So they only have a limited craft amount of beers with these kegs, which I
pony
find
keg?
super frustrating.
Pony keg will hold 82 cans of beer.
82. Wow.
And how long does that last you?
Well,
I've
kicked
one
a
weekend?
pony keg.
One weekend?
No,
in one session.
Maybe like a month.
A month.
Oh,
okay.
Or I mean,
Maybe.
if you have a yard
Depends
party,
how,
a backyard party, you could kick a pony keg easily.
Easily. If you think about it, like say, like last night, Mark and I were hanging out at our little stock tank pool. We both had a beer outside, and then you go in, you make dinner. I mean, that's like 4 beers right there between the two of us. And then if I have Kev over,
That's like
Then
12 beers.
they're
You know
going
what I
down
mean?
easy. Quick.
yes. And then if Jules comes over, so it's like it's just it can go by very quickly.
Well, I'm not as much on the beer kicks. I need a kegerator, but I did want to get
You
my
never know.
Michelob Ultra.
62
I've never
pints
tried.
a month?
Yeah, I've never tried Michelob Gold, and I was thinking, should I just take a risk because I want a beer so bad? Let me try this, but that's a tricky game because it's 6 of them. One that sucks. And I got 6 beer I don't like. Beers.
That's
beers I don't
crazy.
like.
$18.
well, then just bring them in for me.
That's right. Which
I will
you
help
guys.
you.
$18 for 2 beers.
Yeah.
Well,
it's insane.
today on the Rule and Ryan show,
Try 37 for 2 beers at the.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know,
Oh,
that's what you're
wow.
going to get when you go to professional sports. Okay, so in the 7 o'clock hour, we've got a prank call, telemarketer turnaround, Special K style. Of course, somebody's looking for closure. We're going to help them with that. 8 o'clock rapid fire quiz, your chance to get into RuPaul's Drag Race when it comes here. Frank Billingsley is saying goodbye to us from television world after almost 30 years, and he'll be in our studio to talk about his amazing career. And coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, Forrest Gump and Jenny are going to reunite on the screen.
Oh.
What? We'll talk about that in Scoop. And it's Wallows Wednesday. Don't forget, we have Wallows tickets every hour from 8 o'clock until 7 o'clock today. There's a lot going on today, guys. It's halfway through the work week. Let's go. Here's your weather for today.
All right, it is going to be hot. National Weather Service puts us under a heat advisory again through 8 o'clock tonight. The city is actually setting up dozens of cooling centers around the city. Go to HoustonEmergency.org if you want to find out where the nearest one is. Right now, 80 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Movies, music, TV, and all things Hollywood
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
on KRBE.
Okay, that was the Wallows that we just played, and today is Wallows Wednesday, starting at 8 a.m. all the way until 7 p.m. every hour. We're going to give you a chance to get into the exclusive event that we are hosting on Friday at the Rustic Downtown with Wallows, where it's a question and answer session and a private performance. It's going to be very nice. A lot of people want in on this, so we're doing it Wallows Wednesday for every hour because, as we talked about this the other morning on the show, even our business line is getting bombarded with questions
because
about
it's the
Wallows.
only way in. I mean,
Yep.
it's an
Yeah, you have to
exclusive
win them.
KRBE event. No tickets sold.
So starting at 8 o'clock, we will do that. Of course, right before the rapid fire quiz. Sam's on until 12, so she'll have them every hour of her show, and then it'll just go every hour until 7 p.m. All right, so Forrest Gump, the reunion. Is it Forrest Gump sequel? Is it Forrest Gump 2? Not exactly. However, everyone does love Forrest Gump and Jenny. I mean, they're like peanut butter and jelly. That's
Jenny.
Forrest Gump loves his Jenny.
But
And Robin Wright.
spoiler alert, I mean, Jenny didn't make it to the end of the movie.
Well, we know how they can bring
Ryan.
people to life all they want. They could do all kinds of things if they really wanted to figure out a way to have a Forrest Gump 2. Well, that's not what this is about, but it is Tom Hanks who played Forrest Gump and Robin Wright who played Jenny. They are starring in a movie again.
Huh.
It's called Here, and it takes place in one room over the span of 100 years.
What?
The camera never moves. And who's directing it? The director of Forrest Gump, Robert Zemeckis. He said that it's the most interesting, and here's what's I don't know where they got this idea, but
Right?
Zemeckis says the single perspective never changes, but everything around it does. It's actually never been done before. Think about it. If you had a camera set up in one room for 100 years, how different does that room, how many changes does that room take on in 100 years?
So they're just some of the people because most people don't live to 100.
Well, it says that Tom Hanks and Robin Wright are going to play the central couple in the narrative, and they get de-aged for the earlier parts of the movie and then aged for the later parts of the movie. And they're not telling us if it's a spoiler alert that they live to be 105 years old each or something, 110. Who knows?
Well, they'd have to agree to do this, and they were probably adults when they agreed, so that mean they'd have to live to be like 120.
No, it's about the room. 100 years of the room,
not just gonna
not
be them.
100 years of the people.
It's all the people that are going to live.
But they don't say
in
anybody
that
else's.
room.
We don't know anybody
I
else.
picture it being like a room in a house, maybe, and then you see how it like changes. I feel like it's been popping up on Instagram, like AI, like what it looked like if you. Maybe next time I'll try and post it. But it was like the 1920s. To 2024, and it's a girl standing there in a room.
Oh, I've seen it.
And
about the clothes and the furniture.
And
that.
how it,
Yes, you're right.
Like
that
the
is cool.
AI aspect of it. So I kind of wonder if that's
all the different styles.
Yes, the
You guys
style of
ever think
her
about
and the
that?
house. So maybe that's the same concept.
Okay, yes,
Do you ever think about that when you're in an old house? Like when I go into my grandparents' home, my grandparents are gone, but one of their children lives in that home now. So when I go back and I visit and I'm in that home, and that home was built in 1848. And I think to myself, my God, think of
48.
Think of all the families that have lived in this home throughout the years. Like all the memories made in that place.
There was a movie. There was a made-for-TV movie, made-for-cable movie on HBO years ago. It was called If These Walls Could Talk. And it was about the house. Remember Cher was in it?
Yep.
And it's about the same house with the different stories. And the stories go from the like 60s, 70s all the way to present time. And at the time, I guess it was the 2000s. I'm not sure when that movie came out or that TV show. Demi Moore was in it. Cher was in it. Anne Heche was in it. Cece Spacek was in it. And it's all about all these people lived in that house.
Yeah.
At different times and the drama in their lives while they were in that house. It's called If These Walls Could Talk, and the evolution of the front of the house and how it changed. It's the same bones, but it looked a little different.
Right.
Anyway, Here is going to hit theaters on November the 15th, starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Robert Zemeckis.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Okay.
Here's a little ironic story. I did not know that when The Notebook came out and Gina Rowlands, who plays adult Allie in the home where she
Suffering
has
from
dementia and
dementia.
Alzheimer's, is directed by her real life son, who is Nick Cassavetes. Nick Cassavetes.
Who's that?
He's a director. I've seen him do a lot of things. I didn't know that the director of The Notebook, is Gina Rowlands' son. And he said that she is 94 years old and she is actually suffering from Alzheimer's, just like her character that he directed in the movie The Notebook.
Jeez.
And he said, she's in full dementia, and it's so crazy because we lived it, she acted it, and now it's on us. He said that he apologized then the conversation of The Notebook came to play in this talk he was having, and he went back to apologize for ruining The Notebook for anybody who just had such a pedestal. They had Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling on such a pedestal as the couple, Noah and Allie, because he said that behind the scenes they couldn't stand each other on the
really?
set. He said the interviewer caught him on a bad day, and he apologized if he ruined you on that.
Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling hated each other?
He said when they first met on the set, they hated each other.
Oh,
but
wow.
they ended up dating in the course of like filming
What?
The Notebook, and then
They
they
did?
dated afterwards for a short bit. Yeah.
Huh.
It probably was
So-
like a flirtation hate.
I can't stand you.
Wait, who is
Yeah.
he with now?
I
He's with
want
Ava
you.
Mendes.
Ava Mendes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
They have two kids. Okay, so the Hallmark movies, y'all, it is June, and this is when, if you are a singer and you want to get a Christmas album out, you've already recorded it and finished
Oh,
it, or you're
yes.
putting the fine-tuned
Yes.
touches on it. I remember interviewing Kelly Clarkson and Meghan Trainor about their Christmas albums, and Meghan Trainor said it was like March when she had to get into it and be like, oh, I could do Christmas all
the
the time.
weather outside is frightful.
Yeah, because you have to do that in like late spring, early summer to get it out early enough for the holidays. We are
Right.
26 weekends from Christmas weekend, but I'm only 15 weekends from decorating my house. Anyway, a Hallmark Christmas movie that has already been finished up and ready to go in queue for the holiday season is one that's called Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story.
Oh, no.
It's not about Taylor and Travis, but it is running on that theme.
Oh, God.
Big Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It's the hometown of Hallmark. I didn't know that. That Kansas City is
She's
the
a major pop
hometown
star.
of
He's a
Hallmark.
football player.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
I'm-
if this was like for my football team, I'd be all about it. But it's like
No, this
over,
is the
so.
premise of the holiday touchdown Chiefs love story.
Yeah.
It's going to follow a female Chiefs fan
Okay.
whose family are finalists to win the team's Fan of the Year contest. And she starts to fall for the guy in charge of evaluating the contest. But then what happens in Hallmark movies? There's like a business about to shut down.
Yeah.
Where something needs help.
Somebody needs saved.
She didn't win the prize, but she won his heart.
When her
Yes.
grandpa's vintage Chiefs good luck winter hat goes missing.
Oh, no.
She begins to doubt everything she believed about fate unless a little Christmas magic can throw her a Hail Mary. Yeah. It's going to premiere during the channel's annual Countdown to Christmas programming, Holiday Touchdown to Chiefs Love.
You know what,
Story.
though? They found a formula. It works for them. People watch that stuff, and they make money off of it.
Absolutely.
And is it Allison Sweeney, who's like the queen of Hallmark television now? She's on all these different...
Oh, the girl that used to
yes.
be Sammy on Days?
And she was the host of The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
She has found her lane, man. Between
That is
her
it.
and the one from Full House who was in trouble for the college...
Oh,
chaos.
Jodie Sweetin?
No. She was Stephanie on Full House.
Oh,
Becky
Lori
from Full
Loughlin.
House. Lori Loughlin.
Yes, thank you.
Lori Loughlin was in a lot of those Hallmark movies too. And then after the scandal, they're like, move aside, Lori Loughlin. We're gonna.
Lori
let you
Loughlin
simmer
was
over here for a
hilarious
little
in the
bit.
final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Kevin, did you see that one?
God, she really went in on herself.
Yeah. Like, I
She
mean,
made fun of herself
About the scandal?
Yeah.
so deeply.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Really?
I was blown away
Yeah.
at what she agreed to do.
she cheated to get into the golf course. And she used like a fake handicap placard to park in the handicap spots.
She was
she was
doing all
terrible.
kinds of fraud and everything like that, just like she
man.
did in real life.
Oh man.
Yep.
Well, and also, you know who else was the queen of the Hallmark shows was Candace Cameron. Speaking of Full House, Candace Cameron Bure. I never know how to say her last name. B-R-E, Bure. She jumped over to a different network that does Christmas movies as well and like family movies. But yeah, that Hallmark money, honey.
Yeah.
I can't name
I wouldn't
any
turn
of the
that
other
down.
actors and actresses except for Allison Sweeney, but it must pay well if that's what you want to do. Constant fake snow around you. It's
Yes.
March and sunny outside, and you're like, let's go on the set.
All the movies are
I'm gonna
predictable.
Bundle up. I know.
Oh, yeah.
There's a funny article that I saw this morning that I thought it'd be fun to go around the room and take calls to see if you can fill in this blank. You are better than 80% of people at what? There is a list, and people are asked, what are you better at than most people? And there's a stat. And so think about this. What are you better at than 80% of people? And you know it. You know you're better at this than 80% of people. Kevin's like, I'm on my
Yeah,
list.
just start
He
the list.
made a list.
713-390.
Oh, yeah.
KRVE, or you can
He's
text
ready.
us at 37530. We'll tell you what we are 80% better at than, what we are better at than 80% of people.
Obviously not reading.
And not reading, not this morning anyway, or making coffee.
fan.
Speaking.
Or making coffee. Clearly my coffee did not kick in correctly. Let's go. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
KRBE.
Let's go.
Back to Roula and Ryan.
Okay, so what is something you believe that you are better than 80% of the people out there?
Yeah, think about that. What do you do that you just know you know better than the average person about it? Here are some examples that came up when this article was presented. One person said, I am better than 80% of people at parallel parking. I would say that is definitely a real thing. You know, people
Okay.
fear that. Who in here thinks they're good at
People
parallel
will
parking?
outright avoid
decent
parking
at it.
in certain
Yeah.
spaces because they can't do it.
I feel
Parallel
like I'm
park.
good at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just every now and again it might get a little wonky because I thought maybe I was overshooting it, or like the spot was too small. I was thinking, God, do I fit in here? Let me just try.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what's
And then you're
weird?
screwed.
Let me at least try.
Let me just try. And
It's
then
like-
you're going like sideways. You're like, no, I don't fit in here.
So many cars now do this on their own. They have the auto park for you.
I have never used that once, and I think my
Me
car might
either.
have the feature, and I don't even know.
No,
because
mine
I'm too
hasn't.
scared to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time, I did some Mercedes-Benz partnerships, and they taught me how their cars can self-park, and the car will sense where the spot is, and the little red thing will come up and say, okay, here, and I'll let go of the wheel, and it will do it.
Cool.
But I was too scared when I was.
I would give it a try at least once.
And that was on their dealership, like, controlled area. So I was like, but if I take this out in the real world and go to the Astros game, I think I'm too scared.
You know what's weird? Some cars have the auto brake. My car did this the other day. Some guy ran a red light. My car braked for me before I could even see him
Very
and stopped
fancy.
me. I mean, because people really run red lights. Horrible in Houston.
Other things that people think they're better at than 80% of people. Picking the slowest line at the store. I'm great at that. You know, you're like,
No.
so sarcastic
Every time I switch lanes.
Oh, go over here. Go to this one.
Yeah, you do that, and then
it's even
somebody's got a
slower.
price check, and you're like, oh, why did I switch lanes?
This person said, I am really great at looking at you directly in the face while you're talking and not hearing a single thing you're saying.
Okay, well, we can all brag about things we're terrible at.
Okay, another one is minding my own business. I think we all need to learn how to do that. Fine. Another person said, I'm better than 80% of people at handwriting because everyone writes like a serial killer. I want to say that, yeah, I think it's like a lost form of like attention. Like
You mean
the way-
cursive?
No, just in general, like
Just
your
writing?
handwriting, just writing.
Oh, okay.
Like the scribble that people call writing is
Yes.
terrible. What would you guys say you are better than 80% of people at? Come on,
Jeez,
Sam,
I
you got
mean,
something.
come on. Anybody got something?
You're a DIY person, Sam. You are probably better than 80% of people on figuring out how to like take a chair and strip it down and varnish it into something totally different.
Yeah,
You're
I
probably
guess.
better than 80% of people at that.
Okay.
I'm going to give you that.
Thank you.
Kevin, what you got on your list? Yana, you made a list.
You know, I did make a list.
You're so
He's really good at bragging.
I mean, I'm really good at doing voices and a kind of mocking how other people sound in a good way. And then also, I think I'm real good at home maintenance. You know, anything that goes wrong with my house, I can fix it. Anything.
And I call Kevin even when you know you're getting called for questions, you know you're good at it.
I was in the
Then
middle
I'll
of
call
Pride
you.
with Sam,
Yes.
and Roula's like, all right, here's the issue. What do I need to do?
Can you do a...
Let me get off stage right quick, and I'm going to tell you
I was like,
exactly
it's okay,
how to
I'm
get
sorry, I
through
forgot
this.
you're at Pride. Just keep waiting. He goes, no, let me tell you.
I got you.
He
This is how
was-
we
he
go.
was- he was
Can you
ready.
do electrical?
Yes, I do electrical as well. You know, my pup-up was an electrician, and I never knew that I was learning all this stuff. And then now I can do the basics at my house. But if it's anything major or scary, I definitely have a dude I can call.
Yeah,
but
you don't wanna get electrocuted.
No. But in a pinch, you
fire
know,
your
if something
house.
goes wrong, I know what to do.
Okay, I'm going to tell you two things I believe I'm 80%. I'm better than 80% of people. Number one, catching grammatical errors.
Oh, yeah.
100%. They stick out to me like sore thumbs. It's just the way I was raised and the way I was educated at my school. It was crazy about grammar. And number two, I feel like I'm better than 80% of people on understanding like how to properly set a table and what everything is used for. Because
Oh,
everyone
wow.
gets so confused by that.
All
and 'cause-
four of the forks.
Yes, like all the
Yeah.
forks, all the spoons, where they go, what's this knife for, what's this thing for, what's like the most, because of my hospitality background, I'm really good at anything hospitality or entertainment related when it comes to the table.
I wish I remember
Ask
how
me
to fold the
questions.
napkins like they taught us in the country club, because we had all different ways,
Yeah.
depending on if it was a wedding, it was a banquet, you would fold the napkins in
When
a
you
certain
say the
way.
country
I
club,
fold mine into Christmas trees at Christmas.
you got to
It's really
explain
fun.
that,
I
Kevin.
worked in a couple different country clubs as a kid, and so one of them I was a waiter at, and we'd had to learn all these different ways of making napkins. And then one of the ways I learned how to make a little man, where you like flip it around.
Oh, you did the origami napkin?
Yeah, the origami
That's cool.
napkin with a spoon as the head. You know, that was really fun.
Ryan, what's yours?
I am like, I would say I'm decent at a little bit of everything, but I'm master of none. Like, there's nothing,
Nothing?
I feel. No, I really
what
don't.
they say, a jack of all trades, but
Yeah.
master of none.
I am master of
I'd
none.
like to add to my list. I make an amazing grilled cheese.
Oh.
Oh, because that's
Hey,
just
tell
because
us
what you
how.
had for dinner last
Do you
night.
use
It's
butter
like top
or
of
do you
mind.
use mayo? I saw this question on the internet that tore up the internet.
Oh, just butter. I'm
yeah, I
basic.
can't do mayo because I'm not
No,
a mayo girl.
no.
But people say the magic of a grilled cheese is actually using mayo, not butter.
I
But it's
didn't
also
know that.
like the consistency of getting the cheese to melt properly without burning the bread.
Correct.
Okay.
It's
So-
golden crispy on the outside, but
Yes.
soft and mushy on the
Yes.
inside.
All right, well, on that
That's
note-
my, I think.
Magic talent?
Yes.
I think a
100%.
cedar plank salmon is my definitely go-to, and I
Okay.
can make it perfectly 170 degrees in the middle, where it just like flakes off.
Oh, yeah.
Cedar plank salmon that's in the fry pan, right? That's how you
Like
make that.
Sam does it.
Isn't
Sam's
that-
recipe.
That was really disturbing.
We're just gonna leave that
It
right
was
there.
apartment living, okay? I didn't know, y'all. I didn't
I don't
know.
know why I started the fire. I don't know how the fire started, Ossifer.
You're the
I
apartment
was
living
drinking out
that.
of my kegerator.
You're the person-
And I put the salmon on the plank.
Oh, my God.
There's been some questionable moments in my life.
This person said, I'm really good on text 37530, and I quote, I am better at grabbing stuff with my feet.
Yeah, my brother has little crab toes. He can pick up anything
Yeah,
with his feet and
toes.
flip it around.
I've heard of ambidextrous, people that can use, like, both hands, but
Right, their
you can
feet.
use your feet. What do you call that?
crab toes.
I call them
little
monkey
pinchy
feet.
ones.
I call them monkey
Monkey
feet
feet?
because they're like fingers.
Yes, it's true. Like chimps they can do
Yes,
so much with their feet.
they do.
Okay, how about this text? This person says they are really good at making everybody else at work think that they are the sweet, nice person when really they're kind of a witch.
Oh,
Is that everybody, though? You're supposed to just be nice, and then in your head, you can just grumble in your cubicle and be like, I hate you, Deborah.
I hate you, Deborah.
Get back to work, Brenda.
Here we go.
Time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down.
Work, Brenda. Do you remember that we did that?
Work, Brenda.
It was like a full day. That's all that one person kept texting over and over and over and over again.
Yes, I think his name was Jason. That's why I always think of it. Jason, I want to say his name was Jason. He kept texting us saying, please, guys, this lady that works with me listens to you guys in her AirPods, and I want you guys to tell her, get back to work, Brenda.
Get back to work, Brenda.
We
So
did
we
it
kept
all
saying,
day.
Get back to work, Brenda. But keep listening to us in your AirPods, but get back to work, Brenda. All right.
Okay, so the National Weather Service, once again, heat advisory till 8 o'clock tonight. Okay, so there is a new story out. The average driver in Houston, Texas will drive 30.4 miles every single day. Do you think you do at least that?
I think that's almost exactly what I do. Because you and I, Sam, are about, 15 to 17 miles away from the
But then you add
the round trip, yeah.
Oh, she has to go pick up her kid in Katy for daycare every
That's
single
what it
day.
feels
Yeah,
like.
she drives to Katy, drops off the
feels
kid, then
like
comes
that.
back to the radio station, and then sometimes, y'all, she will go meet her husband downtown at the gym while her son is out in Katy at the daycare.
Oh, so you
and
get
then
like-
she'll
you
go
get
back
like 60.
out.
You're
to
just putting me on full blast
back
right
out.
now.
Okay, so she's gone from downtown to
I'm gonna
Katy,
try and map it.
back to downtown. Kid is still out there. Then back out to Katy to get the kid, just so she can work out with her
I
husband.
like
Mark.
working out with my husband.
But don't
Leave me
forget,
alone.
she did live in a house right next to that daycare
I
that she
know.
sold to go live.
Oh no, she
in
still
downtown.
has the house.
Oh,
Still has the house.
but doesn't live in
Doesn't
that
live
one.
in it.
That makes it
right
very
next to the
convenient
daycare.
geographically.
This
She
isn't
couldn't hit
about
it on the
me,
way.
okay? This is about what's going on in H-Town.
I'm just saying, when you want to resell that
You
truck, it's got lots of miles on
Oh,
it.
it does. It does. I fill up my gas
Have
tank
y'all
like
been
twice a
following
week.
the feud between Mayor Whitmire and Judge Lena Hidalgo?
I mean, it's not a feud, but it's pretty funny.
It's
that
really- I mean,
he's something else.
I mean, I don't know. It's very, very childish. Houston Mayor John Whitmire's Facebook comment about Judge Lena Hidalgo's fiance landed him in hot water.
What was the comment?
He said, "Looks like a nerd."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
About her
Publicly on the-
fiance.
Hidalgo shared moments of her bridal shower on social media, and a lot of nice comments came in. And Mayor Whitmer wrote, "Wonderful. He sure looks like a nerd." Hidalgo replied,
supposed to
"It's
be-
such a happy time for me, so I don't know why someone would do something so
he was
cruel."
trying to. I think he was trying to be funny.
Is a nerd supposed to be a glorious
Like an
word now?
insult
Because
now? I
nerds
don't-
are
Are
Are we
always
just
rich.
chalking up to he's an older fellow and that's
I think
his generation?
so. I think
and they say
I
bad
think
things.
so. It just comes out like that. He's
It just
trying to be
reminds
funny.
me of that. Did you remember that character in Don't Look Up on Netflix? Where
I didn't see that.
They had they had this guy. He was like old school as Ron Perlman, and he was going to be like the hero who flew a rocket up and destroyed the asteroid. But they couldn't like let him do speeches because he'd always say something inappropriate, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's just his generation."
Right.
It was like that. So a state district judge behind some of Houston's most high-profile criminal trials was arrested on suspicion of drunk driving just after a few weeks of really being pulled over before. So she was pulled over back in April. Houston police arrested Judge Kelly Johnson around 2:45 a.m. in the 7600 block of Kempwood Drive on a driving while intoxicated charge, a first misdemeanor offense for the 52-year-old judge.
Can we talk real quick for a minute about this story that broke with Channel 13 the other day that you've probably seen on TV all day, and you can go to any news website, and it's caught it now about the Houston surgeons.
Three of them. And Dr. Joseph Caselli, he's one of the three. He's actually still performing right now. He says he did nothing wrong. A federal whistleblower lawsuit said that he and two other prominent Baylor surgeons left
Dr. Ott
Dr.
from
Ott
St. Luke's
and Dr. Lamalis. They left unqualified trainees without supervision during complex heart surgeries from 2013 to 2020.
So let me tell you why this has turned me upside down. For anybody who listens to the Roula and Ryan show, you know my dad died 10 years ago, and he was a part of this show. We still play some of his voice. It's pretty fantastic to have that. Papa Love was his name on the air, and
This is
Sparta. So my father passed away because of heart surgery complications. 2013, performed at St. Luke's under one of those doctors' cares, Dr. Ott. I'm not saying Dr. Ott, my dad's case was that, but we are in that window of the time that this story is about, what the whistleblower said. The whistleblower said from 2013 to what? 2020? 2018?
And they agreed to pay $15 million to settle the alleged violations.
It was like a government case. Like a whistleblower comes forward and they have to investigate it. And so the $15 million doesn't go to like any patient family or anything.
No.
Most people like my family, we saw the story when it hit the news. And so now the story is all these patients' families who are in shock and very concerned to try and find out, like, wait, what happened?
But here's
there?
the problem, Roula. Texas law is not patient-friendly. The allegations, like you said, between 2013 and 2019, Texas law requires that you bring a claim against a doctor within 2 years. So if you did not bring a claim by 2021,
if you didn't
at
know,
the latest,
there's the discovery rule.
You
if
still can't claim against these doctors or Baylor.
I'm not even talking about the claim. I'm just talking about the fact that this is facts.
Yeah.
That this happened. So here's what my message to anybody, because now we know. When you are going to have a procedure, you know how they have to mark your body with a marker?
They do.
They do that so that they don't get confused in the OR.
Yeah, which side?
We, as patients and families now, have to ask the doctors, are you going to leave the room while I'm under? Or like, are you going to leave the room while my loved one is under? Because I get like teaching hospitals and stuff. They're supposed to let somebody do some of the stuff. But this whole controversy that they like left the inexperienced residents to do some of the most critical
Leaving
stuff.
during heart surgery
and
or
double
brain
booking
surgery or
heart
anything
surgeries.
like that?
You don't. It's not an eye exam. You
No.
double book a heart surgery. Is that normal? Anyway, lots of questions. A lot of families like mine are being turned upside down with the questions now. Like what? So it's a to be continued story, and it's really unnerving, but we'll just see what happens there. I just wanted to bring it up. Okay, coming up next, Special K, telemarketer turnarounds. This is what we live for when the spam call comes through.
Amen. And my Aunt Dot used to always tell me, her excuse was, why couldn't she, when I was like, well, why don't you come up for my birthday? Oh, no, honey child, on account of the dogs. I can't.
On account of the dogs.
On account of the dogs. Everything was always on account of the dogs. So I'm going to try that with a telemarketer.
All right.
On account of the dogs.
Let's see what happens there next on the Roula and Ryan Show.